Hello gatos and gatas. Took 37 tries, but I finally got a good focus on this tree. Welcome back. You haven't been here before? Welcome to my tree. Let's hang. How are you spending your day? What's up? Yes, Luna. Mom's talking to herself again. Are you making your YouTube debut, ma'am? I tell people how I got you. You have to consent to this video. Okay, he consents. He consents. Anywhoodlers, I've been posting about my cats longer than I've been posting about myself, so figured I'd tell you guys how I came across these two little precious fur balls. It's hot in this house, so Mama Cat's did an outfit change. Where do I begin? When I was a kid, I wrote Santa Claus a lovely letter asking for a puppy specifically. Santa Claus wrote me a nice letter back explaining why he couldn't bring me one. Fast forward to when I met my husband, I inherited a 14-year-old calico at the time. Her name was Baby. Got her when he was 9 years old. She was a tiny little thing. His neighbor worked at an impound lot. Baby was in the back seat of a car that was about to be impounded. She was the only one that was able to jump out the window. My husband's neighbor found her wandering around the lot, took her home, gave her to my husband. The rest was history. Was able to get 21 years with her. I was blessed to have 14 years with her. Taught me everything I could know about a cat. Sadly, we had to put her down May 14th, 2019. It was a few months after my husband and I got married. It was also 3 months, pretty much to the day after his 30th birthday. It was rough. We weren't prepared for it. After she passed, the house was too empty. We were thinking, do we get a dog? Do we get a cat? Do we get a hamster? What do we get next? And nothing felt right. Until September of that same year, so about 4 months after we lost our baby girl, we were driving home from my parents' house. It was a very special night. I'll probably explain why in another video. On the way home, it was a thunderstorm. We got it home a little bit later than we usually would, so it's one of those kind of, these are how the stars aligned. While driving home, I was driving and turning left, my headlights shined on a little butt with a tail. And I looked at my husband and I'm like, that's a cat. I'm turning this car around, we're going back. I did just that. It all happened so quickly. But when I pulled over and threw my hazards on, my husband got out of the car. This little cat was just sitting there waiting to be picked up. Brought him in the car. I couldn't even get a good look at him until we got home. And the second we got home, this thing looked at me with big blue eyes, and my immediate thought was, I hope you don't belong to anybody. Gorgeous. That week, my husband took him to a local vet. We called the police station, we called the local vets, we searched the neighborhood looking to see if anyone was missing an animal. They weren't, he didn't belong to anyone. The vet asked if we could claim responsibility for him. We did. Suddenly we had a Maine Coon ragdoll who has more personality in his right nail than I do. So we bring home this little thing. I named him Pepito because I'm a big fan of literature, and some of you may know Madeline, the little French schoolgirl who had a best friend, well, not best friend, but friend, named Pepito. And he was a mischievous boy. And I always thought it would be fitting to name my cat that. The name suits him. It wasn't long before he was ripping up the armrests of my husband's $500 chair. It wasn't long before he was throwing food around the house after climbing on my counters. To save you guys thousands of stories of destruction, we had to get him a friend. About a year after having him be an only child, my husband and I wandered into a Petco to get him some food one day. Our intuition was just telling us, go look at the cats that are up for adoption. And immediately, we didn't even go to the food aisle. We went to the cats first. And Luna was selling herself like a used car. She stood up, she was meowing, she was pawing at the glass. She was like, take me home tonight. We got in the car, called the adoption center. They told us, bring a cat carrier tomorrow morning. You're gonna take her home. We did. By the time we got her home, we realized that she had an upper respiratory infection. No, the adoption agency didn't inform us of that. They were trying to pass it off as her having a cold due to the litter being changed. We're a cat family. We called bullshit. So Luna was taken to the emergency vet that day. Sure enough, she had an upper respiratory infection. Had to get antibiotics. When we brought her home, Pepito was pissed. He did not like her. He was like, who is this? What are you? Bitch, this my house. Till this day, he's still like that, and we've had her for about 3 years now. 3 days after we have Luna home, mind you, we know the drill. We're supposed to keep them apart for 10 days. We're supposed to ease them into each other. That didn't happen. Luna had her own little room to unwind and adjust, and Pepito, using his pretzel mitten hands, turned the doorknob and broke into the room that she was in. At 6 o'clock in the morning, while sitting on the toilet, I realized that the door shouldn't be open. What's going on? Oh hey, Luna's not in there. Found them in the basement together. They're spayed and neutered. None at my house. They were just having fun. Pepito had exposed himself, but he never got sick, thankfully. Now they're forever siblings, and Pepito didn't ask for it, but Luna loves us. She loves him. And you guys can catch more of their content on the Catsiaeus TikTok page or on my channel. So, see you next time at the tree.